Well, I did it. I submitted my resignation letter to the HR department of my school board to tell them that I am going to be done teaching this coming June 2026. June 30th, I will be retired. That is less than 6 months' time. It's been a difficult decision for me to make, and I wanted to talk to you about this today because perhaps you're on the cusp of retirement, making this decision too. And it's a hard decision to make. There's a lot to consider, and I have decided to go for it, even though it may not be the smartest decision. It's not the most practical decision. I'm not truly financially in a position to simply retire. I have to be creative in how I'm going to go about it. And so I'd like to share that with you today because I hope that it can help you if you're in a similar situation. So, why did I decide to retire even though I'm not really ready, financially prepared to do so? Why did I decide to walk away from a secure and rewarding career? It's not the smartest thing to do. I realize that. Lots of people wouldn't do it. In fact, I know people who are in a similar situation as me where through various life events, marriage breakdown, staying home to raise children, various circumstances that have come up, they have decided to keep working longer. And that way they can pay more into their pension so that when they do retire, they'll have a larger pension. I'm not doing that. I'm going to talk about numbers today so you have an idea of what I mean when I say I'm not really ready. But for now, I just want to talk about why I decided to pull the trigger and go for it. Oh, that's my dog, Koba. Right now I'm in my backyard. I have this wooded lot. Well, there's a log cabin there where I live. And Koba just has the run about the place. So I'm here just... It's a Sunday, and I just want to talk about how I submitted this letter. So on Friday, we had a snow day here in Ontario. And as you can see by the amount of snow we had a lot of snow. We had a big blizzard for 2 days, and school buses couldn't get the kids to school very safely. Teachers still have to go to school. We still have to work on snow days. We don't get to work from home. We have to go into the building because sometimes there are kids who still get dropped off because just because the buses aren't running doesn't mean parents don't still have to go to work. So they will, instead of sending their kid on the bus, they will drive their child in. And it does mean that we have more free time to complete other work because there's always work to do. All of the extra work that we do outside of class time, we get to do on snow days. So it's a little bonus work day. So one of my tasks on the snow day was to write this letter and send it into HR. I pressed send. I almost didn't press send. I hesitated, but I'm doing it. I have committed and I'm not going to regret it. I'm going to move forward with this decision, and I'm glad I did. The main reason why I am going to retire, even though I probably shouldn't, I probably should work for longer, is because I want to be alive while I'm on this planet. And I'm using that term like not a care in the world. He's got a ball and he can dig in the snow and life is grand. If only we could all live so simply. Anyway, I was watching this video. I follow this guy. He's from New Zealand, but he's been paddling across Canada in a canoe. And I was like, what a cool adventure. So I've been following this person, and his name is Tom, and his channel's called What in the World. I'll link it, however that works. I'll link that so you can check him out. But, oh, hold on. I got to throw the ball. I didn't throw it very well through the trees, but I mean, he doesn't mind. Anyway, so Tom from What in the World said that he wants to be alive while he's on this planet. And he talked about all kinds of his adventures, the Camino, hiking the Camino and backpacking around the world a couple of times. I'm like, yes, that's what I want too. And I have had that. I have traveled. I used to teach overseas for 5 years and traveled all around different parts of the world before I had kids. And I don't regret having kids, but having children and my marriage ending, those things clipped my wings and it kept me grounded for a little too long. So I am really ready for my time to get back out into the world and to live my life fully. I believe there are seasons. It sounds dorky and corny, I know, but I believe there are seasons in life. And right now I'm in the autumn season, which is my favorite season. I still am young enough, I'm healthy enough, and I can hike, I can paddle, I can have all kinds of adventures, and I still want to do those things. So I'm going to do that. So here in Canada, we do have universal health care, which is awesome. I do expect to live a nice long life, but not all of those years will be as active as they can be right now. So I want to get out there while I still can. I could have, I think the average age for most people to have some kind of health event is like late 60s. I'm 58. So if I have heart disease or cancer or something at 68, which could happen, then that's only 10 years until I have to stop and take care of that. I also read a quote earlier this week that a healthy woman has 1,000 hopes and dreams, 1,000 wishes, but an unhealthy person only has one wish. So while I can have lots of goals and dreams and I can work towards fulfilling those, I'm going to take advantage of that. If I work another year, another 2 years, another 5 years, that cuts that window of time down dramatically. I don't want 9, 8, or 5 years left of healthy living to cram it all in before I'm forced to slow down. So that's the big reason. So the numbers I'm going to talk about, my pension. So I am qualified to retire with my full pension. I have the correct number of years to retire. I'm allowed to retire with the number of years I've been teaching. But I did take 10 years off almost to stay home with my children. And during that time, we didn't pay into my pension. So I didn't contribute to Canada pension and I didn't pay into my teacher pension. So that means that after taxes, I will be bringing in about $3,000 Canadian dollars in pension, and I will put the amounts in other currencies so you have a better understanding of what that means. It's not a lot of money. It's not enough to live on, really. But I do have a short-term rental property. And just briefly to talk about that, it used to be my home. And I decided to plan ahead. I was planning ahead for this. So I decided to rent out the upstairs of that home and stay in the downstairs, which people thought I was crazy to do. But it did set me up so that eventually I could move out of that home completely and rent out the whole thing. And now it's bringing in enough income to pay for itself and a little bit of cash flow extra. Not a lot, but a little. So that's my future nest egg right there. When I get so old that I need long-term care, that property will be there for me to pay for those things. Cope, I don't know if you can hear the sticks breaking, but Cope is just attacking a pile of sticks. It's gone from a ball to a stick. The simple life. Anyway, yes, I don't want my children to be burdened with having to care for me in my old age. Their generation has it hard enough just to even get started. So at that point in their lives, I don't want them to have to worry about funding my long-term care. I want that covered. So this house here, my log cabin, I want to do the same kind of thing. It worked so well. So I want to turn the upstairs into a short-term rental for a little while. And if I'm traveling, it's free to do that. If I'm not traveling, I can stay in the basement. I also have a mini cabin on this property, and I'll try and find a picture of that, or it's not a great time to take a picture right now with all the snow, but I have a mini cabin that could be, right now it's just a workshop basically, and so it needs to be cleaned out and it could be made into a livable space as well. So after I get things going with the short-term rental upstairs at the log cabin, I'd like to take the basement or the little mini cabin and turn that into a long-term rental. So that'll give me steady income. So that's not your typical way of living. It does mean sharing property. I do have 7 acres on this property, so it's not like we'll be on top of each other, and there'll be plenty of privacy, but it is a different thing to do. And when I did that with the lake house, people thought I was crazy. Like, why would you live in the basement? Like, it had a walkout basement, so it's not like I was in a dungeon or anything. And I just went out to the beach every day, in my local beaches, or I went exploring in my local communities, things I wouldn't normally do. I really enjoyed that time. So that works so well. I'm going to repeat that formula here. So I will have the 2 forms of using real estate to help fund my retirement and my small pension. I do have a little bit set aside that I've been investing slowly over time. I'm a late starter at investing, but it is enough that it will pay for some airfare and a few other things. So I'm thinking I'm going to be in okay shape with that. But yeah, so that's all. I think I've made the right decision. I'm happy with my decision. I want to be alive while I'm on this planet. Like, life is short, as they say, as corny and cliche as it sounds. Life is short, and you've got to come up with creative ways to live the life that you want. I was talking to a friend recently, speaking of that saying, we were just saying that, like, there's all kinds of creative ways to live your life, and you just have to commit to some of those creative solutions. But also we were saying that worst case scenario is I sell the place and then live 6 months in Belize or somewhere, or I don't know where, all kinds of places. There's all kinds of options in the world, and then come home and van life it. Like, I'm not opposed to tiny homes or van life or something, and just travel, vagabond it. Like, I think that's such a rich and engaging way to live life. So those are my plans, my hopes, my dreams, and I'm so excited to be retiring. If you're on the cusp of retiring, then I hope that you are getting close to making that commitment and making that decision to take that leap. And I don't think you're going to regret it. I don't think I'm going to regret it. It's going to be great, and I'm going to live my best life. That's the name of my channel. I'm Lana, and I'm working towards creating my next best life. So if you want to learn more and see what I get up to, please follow along. I'd love to have you, and I'd love to talk with you in the comments if you care to join in. And that's it for now. If you've been watching to this point, I really appreciate your time. Your time is precious, and you've given some of it to me. So thank you for that. Thank you for your precious time. I'll see you in the next video.